Welcome, Aquarius, to your monthly horoscope for June for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Also, if you'd like to chat with me direct, you can do so on Twitter at Horoscope Ace, or if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope direct to your email, or subscribe to my monthly 3 Astrology magazine, please see the links below. Also, if you'd like to have a one-to-one with me, please check out the testimonials beneath this video too. Well, we continue to be in a very challenging time for the world at large, but of course certain countries are emerging from the lockdown a bit quicker than some others. So I'm going to try to give different scenarios to account for that. In general, as this month begins, the Sun is in your sister air sign of Gemini, and for the first 5 days alongside the wonderful energies of Venus. So we have a conjunction. Yes, Venus is in a retrograde, which can slow things down. It can make us feel a bit more introverted or introspective around our close relationships. But I think generally this is a gorgeous alliance. And if you're lucky enough to be somewhere where you are being allowed out to play, then it doesn't get much more playful than these two. So that's delicious. But it's also true to say that Jupiter and Pluto are locked together in the 12th solar house, which is very deep stuff, and from the 22nd come together almost exactly from that point. So if there is any sort of outstanding past issues which are yet to be resolved, they may still need to be transmuted through you, to be let go, to welcome in the new energy that can be available to you as this year goes on. Also, Mars and Neptune are together in the sector of resources, the second solar house. Now, this could bring out a more kindly and compassionate side of your nature, which is probably there anyway, but it is squaring with the Sun through to the 18th. So if you're wanting to invest in something or to support something that requires a bit more risk taking, this is perhaps an aspect that does need some care, because Mars square the Sun can see us being a bit edgier in our approach. When you put Neptune into the mix, then it can provide a level of distortion. So that is something to be mindful of. However, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in a very practical part of your horoscope, the 6th house, and linking superbly well with Uranus for the first 10 days. So any kind of innovation, home-based enterprises, creating more space, decluttering at home, all these things can give a greater sense of lightness and freshness. But of course we do have 2 very important eclipses this month. The first on the 5th is in the sign of Sagittarius, which fits well with the sign of Aquarius. So what we've got here is perhaps a challenge to your time management over the next couple of weeks. I think we could all do with a bit of a challenge to our time management in a way, because if you have been in a lockdown situation, our options have of course been much more severely limited. But if things are opening up, then it can be delightful to break out and to do something more spontaneous. If it's a case of where you are still, a few steps forwards, maybe then getting some extra privileges, but not quite as many as we would like, at least this can create some variation on the theme of the last few months. What I would say, however, is that this lunar eclipse is very much about your self-expression. It's also very much about your future plans, and it's very much about the people you connect to. If all these areas are buzzing and bubbling for you, you can use this in a very positive way. If, however, finance is a real concern for you, then that may be something that's concentrating your thinking. Now, from the 18th, Mercury goes into a retrograde, and perhaps there is a bit of an uncertainty around work or the practical elements of your existence. But the sun provides support from the 20th, as does the solar eclipse on the 21st. That's providing a superb push to get more organised, to get more practical for the second half of this year. Is there a catch? Well, there is actually, Aquarius, because it forges a quincunx with Saturn in your sign. So if you're very early born Saturn, Aquarius, like I am, at 0 degrees, then Saturn sat right on the sun. So this is kind of saying, finding a balance between where we need to be of service, work hard, be organised in support of others, and what we want to do for ourselves as individuals may need some kind of alignment or constant attention in the weeks to come. The great news, however, is that your personality power is so strong this month. It's going to be boosted furthermore from the 25th, when Venus ends its retrograde, and also Mars moves on the 28th into the sign of Aries. So things have been feeling sluggish about those finances, or there has been uncertainty about work. You're going to go on the front foot. And early in July, as Saturn inverses back into Capricorn, that's also going to let the handbrake off a little bit. You may see a few more psychological worries, perhaps a need to step back more socially, but I think in terms of moving forwards, especially in terms of your physical movements, Mars moving into Aries for the last 6 months of this year is a glorious opportunity. For sure, Mars goes into retrograde from the 6th of September for 66 days. So there can be some moments of tension, or some moments when perhaps you could push too hard to achieve something. But I think generally Mars is going to be very, very supportive to us water carriers and bearers in this last 6 months through to the 6th of January. And I think this month generally has a lot more positives to it than it does challenges. But the challenge really is to take all the creativity, all the personality power which you have in oodles, but pack it into something that's meaningful and workable for the longer term, whilst taking into account the change in circumstances we're all faced with, which is a challenge, but of course it does provide some opportunities. And from the 22nd, as Jupiter and Pluto come so closely together, it could be that you're going to hear from someone from your past that you thought you never would, or it could be a deeply psychological issue which has been holding you back for far too long, can be released, and you can finally move forwards. If you'd like to have a one-to-one with me personally, check out the testimonials beneath this video. Or if you're getting more accustomed to the potential of true astrology beyond your zodiac sign, why not check out my personal horoscope reports beneath too? There's a 30% off if you buy a character analysis and a forecast. But for now, please take care, stay safe, and good luck.